Reasons you were drained after the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. So, draining, when you use that word, you're probably considering you have your sink stuck and you can't unclog the drain. Well, you're now realizing that the narcissistic relationship was one big drain. You see, the person you are considering, they took everything they possibly could take from you. Again, your time, your energy, your empathy to a degree, your belief in humanity to a degree, your mindset. They took whatever they could. But once they got what they wanted, I can assure you, they crumbled you up like a sheet of paper and threw you away on the freeway, i.e. a discard. Now that didn't happen overnight. It happened over time because the person you're considering, they were grooming or vetting other people while they were punishing you. You see, the new people, i.e. the new supply sources, go around in a merry-go-round the same way you went around. In the beginning, they are love-bombed, usually, not always. Then they enter the devaluation stage, then the ending, and then at times there's a hoover. You need to get off the radar of the narcissist and become unhooverable. But the person who was being groomed after you, they were just going to get punished the exact same way, probably worse than you got punished. Now, why I'm sharing that is because you need to understand that the narcissist drains every single person that they possibly can get their grubby little fingers on. They drain people as low as possible. They deplete people. They steal everything out from underneath these people. Now, I've talked about this ad nauseum for almost 6 years. My hope is you're getting the message and you're applying the tools, because you shouldn't be drained any longer. You shouldn't be drained when you're finished watching this video. You shouldn't be drained tonight, tomorrow, over the weekend, or in subsequent days once you apply the tools. Now, you may ask, what are the tools? Well, the tools are everything I speak about and talk about and motivate you about to breaking free from the narcissist. There are 4 ties that must be cut. You should know this by now. The first tie is the emotional tie. The second's the financial. The third is the physical. And the fourth is the spiritual tie. These ties must be cut by you. The narcissist isn't going to cut any of these ties, no matter what you think, and I can prove it every which way to Sunday. Having said that, what the narcissist was doing every single second that they knew they had you placed in that trauma bond, that devaluation stage, or certainly at the very least, the narcissistic fog, they began to drain you of everything that made you you. Now, over the years, I've mentioned your fingerprint is what makes you unique to yourself. Your fingerprint is exclusive to you. It is one thing that can identify you when other things can't identify you. The narcissist, if they could have, they would have scratched off your fingerprint from all of your fingers. They would have made sure they erased you permanently. Now, why I'm sharing that is because the narcissist wanted to drain you. They wanted to drain you to the point where you didn't exist. They wanted you giving up on yourself. They wanted you giving up on hope. They wanted you giving up on the belief that tomorrow would be a better day. They wanted you connected to them invisibly through that trauma bond, the devaluation stage, or the narcissistic fog, thinking that, yeah, at a later date, they would come back and they would rekindle the relationship with you and everything would be kumbaya, and everything would be puppies and unicorns and rainbows and butterflies. Well, those days are never coming because they weren't real. They weren't authentic when you met the narcissist. You were love-bombed, most likely. I certainly was love-bombed multiple times. When you don't know what the love bomb is, you are vulnerable. You are naive, you're susceptible, and you are an open book ripe for the picking at the hands of a toxic person. Yeah, the narcissist. You didn't know these things back then. Now you're learning them, which is why you're applying the tools. And you're beginning to realize that every interaction you have ever had with the narcissist, and I mean this, has drained you. Sure, you could say in the beginning when you were being groomed and love-bombed that you were excited, so you were on cloud 9 and thinking that things would get better and better and better, and that's what you were thinking. Well, you realize now that they never did improve, they only got worse. But you can say, was the narcissist, you could ask the question, was the narcissist draining your energy or attention then? Absolutely they were. Think about what I'm going to share with you. Think about what you were doing before you met the narcissist. You probably were studying, reading, journaling, meditating, traveling, exercising, eating properly, sleeping really well. You probably were building your nest egg, your money and everything, and cultivating healthy and stable relationships. Things were going well, right? They were, until they weren't. And when they weren't, that's when the narcissist realized that your life was going much better than theirs were going, and they wanted to jump onto you and your train. They wanted to steal your energy. So when they were grooming you or love bombing you, yeah, You were being drained also because think about all of your energy and attention was being misdirected into what you were doing before you met them, into where they wanted it going, which was into them. If you don't understand that part of the video, I strongly suggest you play it multiple times. No truer words have ever been spoken until these, which I'm about to share with you. The narcissist is a ticking time bomb. They will drain every single person they interact with. And then what will they do? They will usually leave those people alone, let those people get their battery charged up a little bit, maybe fully, maybe halfway, maybe 1% more, whatever. Then the narcissist will come back to steal more energy from them. This is why, if you look at the thumbnail that I created for this video, it's a battery that's depleted, just like your iPhone or your Galaxy or whatever the phones are these days, Android. Your battery, when it gets low, it shows you that icon. When your battery is full, it shows you a green icon. Green, people, like this behind me. Mother Nature, abundance, energy, life, positivity. This is why I create my videos outdoors. The shirt which I'm wearing is red, is to illustrate to you that the battery that you were that was inside of you, meaning your energy and everything, just like the phone battery, it was becoming depleted. It was going lower every single second you were in that relationship. Now, at times, would it rise up? Yeah, of course it would. When the narcissist would not be around you and they would leave you alone for a period of time. Maybe it was a couple minutes, maybe it was a weekend, who knows? But then your battery would get charged up a little bit, and then, like clockwork, they would infiltrate your life and try to disrupt your energy and steal your time. That's why this is a cycle. That's why it continues to go around and around in a loop. And that's why you need to get out of it as soon as you can. Because understanding what you understand now, it's not for everybody, but you're getting the wisdom. With this wisdom, it is a newfound superpower, and it's a superpower on steroids when you wrap your head around the fact what other people are capable of, but more importantly for this video, what you are capable of. And what you are capable of is anything you want to accomplish on this planet called Earth. However, if the narcissist still has their tentacles around you, or if the narcissist is still communicating with you or still draining your energy, I can assure you, you will not achieve what you want to achieve. It won't happen. Now, you may take the other side and say, no, you're doing fine. And you know what? You may be right. But if you're doing fine and the narcissist is still around you, still buzzing around you and trying to drain your energy, imagine what you could do if they weren't buzzing around, zapping your energy. You really need to play this video hundreds of times. I am unpacking more nuggets of wisdom with you in this video in very basic terms that you need to understand, and you need to grab this wisdom and you need to embrace it. The narcissist will always drain you every single time you interact with them. Now I'm going to flip things for a quick moment, and I'm going to ask you to not consider the narcissist that you were thinking about. I am now asking you to consider random toxic people that you haven't encountered yet. Maybe the person at the coffee shop, maybe the bus driver, maybe your classmate, maybe your flatmate, maybe somebody in the elevator in the building you live in, who knows? But these people also will try to steal your energy. Now you may say, well, let's take an elevator ride, for example. Let's say you live on the 33rd floor, my favorite number, 33rd. Well, let's say that you're in the top floor, you live there, and you're gonna go down to the bottom floor because you have to do something. Okay, well, lo and behold, on whatever floor, the narcissist or a toxic person, someone you don't know, gets on the elevator. And now you're like, oh my gosh, here we go. Well, what could they do? They could say anything to you. And remember, this is a person you don't know. They could say, oh, nice haircut, kind of smugly. Or they could say, wow, you're still wearing those shoes? Or they could say something like, where are you going? I'm going to A, B, and C. I've got such an important meeting. Where are you going? And right there, see how I said those three things? Any three of those things, any one of those three things, they are digs, D-I-G-S. A digs is a not compliment, it's a slice in you. So now let's imagine that elevator door opens and the person that you're considering, not the narcissist, just a random narcissist, they get off the floor or off the elevator. Now they're feeling like, yeah, they just got the best of you. What were you feeling like? Damn it, I don't feel good. That's how the narcissist drains your energy, and it doesn't have to be the person you're considering. It can be anybody. This is why you need to use your discernment. This is why you need to understand that your battery can no longer become depleted. This is why you need to understand that your energy should be increasing and your boundaries should be rock solid. Once you understand what narcissism is at its core, fundamentally and how it affected you for a period of time, which was the length of that relationship, but also in the future, you're going to encounter other toxic people, I can assure you, on vacations, in coffee shops. I keep referencing that because everyone drinks coffee, or a lot of people do, I should say, or tea, or otherwise. But what the goal here is for you to understand that you now have this superpower, and this superpower must be harnessed by you. It must be protected by you, because you now have unlocked one of the keys to humanity. Very few people ever understand even what I'm talking about. If you understand, you should drop comments below to pay it forward. If you don't fully understand what I'm talking about, I strongly suggest you play the video and play it over and over again. And for those of you wondering why I'm asking people to play the video over and over again, it's very simply because you need the wisdom. If you don't understand something, you need to continue to focus until you do understand something, specifically when it's in reference to saving your life. I am not out here creating videos explaining how to do A, B, or C, or how to do something that anyone can do. I am out here teaching you, explaining to you, guiding you, mentoring you, motivating you to understand this is life-threatening. This is serious. And every time the narcissist, whether it's the one you're considering or someone else, drains your energy, you have to rebuild. They don't. So stop allowing toxic people to drain your energy, and understand something. Any interaction with toxicity, it will drain your energy. Maybe it drains your energy for a second, maybe it's for a couple minutes, maybe it's for an evening or longer. Do the best you can do to insulate and protect not only yourself, but those loved and trusted ones around you by maintaining your boundaries, and by understanding that oversharing information will never help you. And by also understanding there are many people out there that want to just drain people's energy because they're lazy, they're cowards, they're bullies, they're hollow, they're shallow, and they don't want to do the work that you have been doing your whole life. Again, play that part again. I should start recording these videos for my private purpose. Then you can say, well, wait, you post them. Yeah, you're right. But these little nuggets, these little clips, these are getting stronger and stronger and more powerful every single moment because of all the wisdom that flows through me. And you may say, well, that was kind of narcissistic, Andrew. Think again, it wasn't. I am just a conduit to the abundance, to the door, to the window, to the mountaintop of indifference where you are headed, whether you know it or not. So I'll close the video by saying this. Let's go back to the battery example on your phone. When it's fully charged, the battery is usually illuminated green. That is positive energy. This is abundance. This is Mother Nature. This is where I create videos every single day. When your battery is depleted on the smartphone or the cell phone, just like when you communicate with a raging narcissist, it becomes red. It gets depleted and you don't have the energy. You don't sleep well, you don't eat well, your clarity is out the window, and you don't know what the bleep just happened to you. Don't allow that to ever happen to you again if you can avoid it. Understand the narcissist will never change, and they will continue to zap or steal or drain anyone's energy that they encounter because it makes them feel good and it punishes the other person. I gave you the elevator example. That's a tiny example. I could give you another 500 if I wanted to, but I'm going to close the video right now. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Understand a few things. The drain that you felt every time you communicated with the narcissist, that's an energetic connection, and it's an energetic pull away from you into them. If you think it's otherwise, you really need to keep playing this video. The second thing is the narcissist does know what they're doing. I referenced 3 points in this video at least twice, and I'll reference them the third time. The narcissistic fog, the trauma bond, and the devaluation stage. If you know what all 3 of those are, then you know exactly what narcissism is. If you don't, you should figure it out and continue to get educated, because all 3 of those are unique to themselves yet interchangeable, and they all equal one word: toxicity. Stay away from the skull and crossbones. Stay away from negative energy, and stay away from anybody, and I mean anybody, who is not adding value to your life. I love you all. Stay in the green. Stay in the high vibrational state. Don't get depleted. I'll communicate with you tomorrow. I love you all. God bless you. Sending you a big virtual heart and a virtual hug. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.